Hello, writers. Welcome to this week's Writer's Tool Shed. We have week 12 example story. The world's first electric barge was set to sail from Antwerp on June 13th, except, of course, it wouldn't actually be sailing. No wind was needed to propel this boat. No smog billowed out from exhaust pipes. Only electric motors hummed and trilled. For now, the occasional screech issued from below decks as the technicians ran the last battery of tests and engineers hovered behind them, watching for any flaws. But come launch time, the ship would cruise out almost silently, all elegant lines and smooth curves, a queen on the ocean. The bell rang. All was ready. So let's take a look at the words that we're learning today. Barge is a noun. It's a large flat boat used for transporting goods. You can see this barge here. There are actually two of them side by side, and they're very flat. And all of the cargo boxes are piled up on them so they can carry them. And so you have two meanings of barge. Barge is a homonym. There's barge, the noun, which is this one, versus barge the verb. And barge the verb means to push your way in. I'm going to barge in on the class and stop everything. And the verb comes from the noun because a barge is so wide and so big that if you're pushing your way through things, that would be like you're big and wide. Trill is a verb to sound or sing two notes quickly alternating back and forth. If you play music, maybe you've seen the symbol of the trill going back and forth quickly. Trill, don't get it confused with twirl. They sound similar because of the spelling and the sound, but twirl is spinning around in place, and trill is the sound of da 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 da. Screech is a noun, a high shrill cry or sound. You can see this car screeching to a stop, and it happens sometimes when a car brakes hard. You hear that kind of high squeal from the brakes. Last time we learned the word shriek, and screech is similar to shriek, but screech is more often heard from machines and inanimate objects, and shriek is almost not ever used with inanimate objects. Shriek is almost more animals, humans, living things would shriek, and then living things can also screech, but it's inanimate objects screech more often. Hover is a verb to remain floating or staying nearby. The hummingbird hovers next to the flower while it's drinking the nectar. And it has to beat its wings really fast to stay in the same place, just there in the air. Hover versus drift. When you're writing with it, you might say the clouds hovered in the sky or the clouds drifted in the sky. Drift has a slightly different meaning because there's more movement going on. If you're drifting, the clouds are moving across the sky. If you're hovering, then they're staying still and they don't have that carrying away kind of motion. Elegant is an adjective showing richness in a tasteful way, not too showy. This wedding cake is pure elegance because you can see the smooth outlines of each layer and then the rich kind of like colors of it with very tasteful decorations and the beautiful flowers. It's rich, but it's not over the top and showy. When you're writing with it, elegant versus stylish. Stylish can change over time. Stylish changes as the styles change and as the fashions change, but elegant stays the same through it all. It's all this kind of tasteful, rich style. Let's read our example story one more time. The world's first electric barge was set to sail from Antwerp on June 13th, except, of course, it wouldn't actually be sailing. No wind was needed to propel this boat. No smog billowed out from exhaust pipes. Only electric motors hummed and trilled. For now, the occasional screech issued from below decks as the technicians ran the last battery of tests and engineers hovered behind them, watching for any flaws. But come launch time, the ship would cruise out almost silently, all elegant lines and smooth curves, a queen on the ocean. The bell rang, all was ready.